I would quickly move on to our next session, that is the concluding session by Ms. Smita Lely ma'am. Now hand it over to you, ma'am, to share any concluding remarks and to guide us a path forward.
Yeah. So thank you very much. And first of all, let me congratulate CASMB along with LSI, AFST, IDA, all who have come together and arranged this webinar. It has been a very, very interesting webinar. I've joined right from beginning. And what our chief guest, Dr. Obera said, you should have 3 webinars. It is really 2 because it was impossible to cover everything in 2 hours, and each speaker has done a wonderful job, but everybody mentioned the time was less. That's because we have tried to put too many things in too short time, which is representative of the ICMR NIN guideline, which is so wonderful, but they're trying to cover right from nutrition up to safety and labeling and foodborne disease and so on. So, as rightly described by Subhadra madam, it's a textbook. And then, since I come from academics, I can say we really need to make tutorials so that the students, that is the common public, understand it. So let me come back to again what Dr. Obera said. Very important points he has brought out, that we need to educate common people on what is processing. Something which is made at home doesn't make it non-process. Cooking of rice is processing. Okay, so people have a different concept about processed food, packaged food, with preservative, without preservative, and now that word ultra is also going to make more confusion. We have ultraviolet light, we have ultra high temperature, which was the original UHT which came for milk and all. So we have to be, scientists have to be more careful. Generally in marketing and in MBA, they use all those uh, kind of new jargons. I personally feel we have to be a little careful about it. But Dr. Obera also mentioned about Viruddha Ahar, because I myself believe in balancing everything, and our science should not be only biased towards the modern and Western science, which is designed for them. And so, what he mentioned here about like need to take this opportunity to educate common people, but the basic message what is given in this, because we have earlier things also, and Dr. Lakshmi at the end, she spoke very well. She had a very wonderful comparison that over the decade how things have improved, evolved, and how like all of us, almost everybody pointed out that the portion of fruits and vegetable need to be more. Few people also pointed out that we have to look at the microbiota, that is the consumer, even if you're normal, like what is your food habit, from which area you come, and what you are used to, etc. Availability, because it is good to say eat this, but is it available? Cost is yet another aspect which I don't want to touch, but it is of course obvious. We cannot, as a government or as a pool of scientists, recommend masses do this, which is just out of reach for the economic part of it. Now, another few things which I want to mention, like Dr. Sunita pointed out the mistake about the protein consumption of 60, 70 grams, how it should be corrected. And in scientific document, it has to be like that. My personal opinion is that number of calories, because I look at it being originally trained as a chemical engineer. I look at all these things little differently. And so one of the contribution of food for a normal grown up person is maintaining body temperature. And that point is really becoming almost redundant in hot air in India and across the globe. So we need to look at the basis we are doing for any material balance. Why take 2000 calories? Why not take 1500 calories? And why not try to have like the tutorials, what I said, tell people that average out your ideal diet at least across the week, because it is impossible for anybody to follow everything ideal every day, all 365 days. If forget the money part, even if it is made available, even if it is free, it is just not possible, because human beings love freedom. Children will not listen to us also. Then at many points, because this 2000 is taken, I think the numbers look inflated. Look at the table 2.1. a sedentary lifestyle pregnant woman, I doubt whether she can consume that much every day. And in early part of pregnancy, in fact, she has nausea, so she may not be able to take any breakfast at all. So between the Shreyas and prayers, that is okay, this is ideal. But is it doable? We need to do little balance and look at this with that point of view. Now, for lack of time, I have couple of more points, but which I can communicate to the organizers directly. But one very, very major point I want to bring out here. This is not an artistic document. I believe this is a scientific document. So when I look at the picture and the nuts, I found that the ground nuts are shown at a larger area, and then comes the almond and then other nuts. So even if in the advertisement of certain almonds, somebody may tell me that eat almonds handful, this picture is telling me that groundnuts are consumed in some spoons, and almonds should be consumed like 1, 2, 3, 4, countable on fingers every day, and rest of the nuts together, maybe another 1 spoon. Now, if that is the thing, then my plate picture, I don't agree with it as a scientist. It is showing me 50% volume consumed by fruits and vegetable. Agreed that the consumption recommended is bigger. Look at the triangle also. But then the grains are not consumed raw by human beings. So at least 2 times water will go in rice and dal, and at least 1 part water will go in even chapati and all. So that if you calculate those 350 grams and 85 grams and multiply, that's going to add to 1 kg, whereas my fruits and vegetable is only 500. 500 grams, I take it as 500 ml. 1 kg, I take it as 1 liter, which is okay. So then this particular picture is misleading. They should change it, because they should show cooked part. Otherwise, everything should be shown dry basis. Then my fruits and vegetables will look like this, which is wrong because I'm consuming it on that. So nuts can be dry basis because generally we may just eat it. But milk is wet, meat and other things are also wet basis, egg basis. So this is one major thing I wanted to point out. And then it will be more realistic, and we can have some tutorials and other things to help people to implement in their daily life so that they will stay healthy, they will eat right and stay fit, as the slogan of FSSI and all of us. I think, thank you very much. I have tried to cover most of the points. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very, very much. I think your expertise and the hub of knowledge that you carry with you adds a lot of value to the session. Thanks again, ma'am.